Thank you, Council. We resume.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Honorable Commissioners, I call Mr. Bai Matar Drame. Can you put them?
Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
This is the new plan.
Okay.
And please repeat the oath after me.
Okay.
Can we start this? I swear by the Almighty Allah that
I swear by the Almighty Allah that
the evidence I shall give to this commission
the evidence I shall give to this commission
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the
So
truth.
help me God.
Can you
So help
remove
me
the
God.
So help
gun
Allah.
and look
So
for
help me
Bai
Allah.
Matar Drame?
Sure.
Could you kindly state your names?
My name is Bai Matar Drame.
Where do you live, Mr. Drame?
Residing at Burfoot Gardens.
What work do you do?
Pardon?
What's your occupation?
Still not clear.
What is your occupation?
My occupation, I'm a businessman. I operate in the business sector.
Have you ever worked in the public service?
Yes, I have, long time ago.
During which years?
From when I finished high school, 65 to 68, 69.
Please sit down.
Thank you.
Sorry. Just turn to his. Drame, you were summoned in connection to the Jammeh Foundation for Peace? You know the Jammeh Foundation for Peace?
Yes.
You served, in what capacity, or what is your connection? Let me rephrase. What is your connection to the Jammeh Foundation for Peace?
I was a board member of the Jammeh Foundation for Peace.
When did you become board member?
I became a board member 2005.
Is that the only position you've held in the Jammeh Foundation for Peace, board member?
Well, board member and also deputy chairman of the fundraising committee.
How did you become a member?
I was written to. I was invited to be a board member.
Do you have your letter?
Yes, the letter is attached to the documents that I submitted.
Okay. I'm going to show you the documents that you submitted shortly. But before that, I'd like you to tell us about the Jammeh Foundation for Peace. What is it?
Well, it was a charitable organization as far as our operations were concerned.
Did you see its constitution?
There was a constitution.
Did you see it?
Have I seen the constitution? No.
Yes.
I have not seen it.
Did you try to find out when you were appointed?
Well, I found out the basis of the organization, and I was told that it was an NGO which was intended to assist in the health sector, the education sector, and the agriculture sector.
Did you not think it was necessary for you to see the constitution?
On hindsight, yes, it was necessary. But at the time, I thought that being an NGO is usually the same function they have. They usually do good things, charitable things. And so I didn't see the urgent need at that time to request for a copy of the Constitution.
Sorry? I didn't hear that. Did you request for a copy?
I said, I didn't see at that moment, on hindsight, I didn't do that. I didn't request for a copy of the Constitution, and it wasn't presented to me either.
Who were the members when you joined?
When I joined, mostly government officials, some of the ministers, the Minister of Justice, and some of the PS, permanent secretaries, were coming and going. But I was from the private sector. From the private sector, it's myself, Adi Saj, and on the board, yes, myself, Adi Saj, and there was Amadou Samba, I think, at some point. There were quite a few. There was also Africell MD, Mr. Mai, who was also a board member.
Mr.
Badara Mai.
You said there were government officials, including the Minister of Justice. Can you give us the names?
Well, at some point there was Joseph Diouf. No, Joseph Diouf, no, I'm sorry. Joseph Diouf was also a private practitioner. But there was Marie-Sen Firdaus. She was there for some time. And I want to believe that Mama Singate was also there at some point.
Okay. Those are the ministers you recollect?
Those are the ministers that I can recollect, but also there were people coming from OP, Office of the President, but they were not stable. They would change every now and then. You see a different face.
What offices did they hold?
From Office of the President, sometimes the PS would come.
Okay.
Permanent Secretary would come.
Who was the CEO when you became board member?
When I came in, it was Henrietta Sonko, Mrs. Sonko.
Okay. And after her?
After her, then it was acting, Suleiman Baji was acting.
These are the only two?
Well, no. Going forward, then there was Ansumana Jammeh. And then there was Nancy Njai. And then there was Dominic. And then there was Samina. And these were the names I can recollect right now.
You became signatory to some of the accounts.
Yes, I became signatory to some of the accounts, but I only dealt with the local denominated account, the Dalasi account.
In fact, it seems you became signatory to the accounts that existed at the time, at least in 2015.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
This included Dalasi dollars and
It says $dollars, yes, but I was never presented with a dollar request. It's always been for me to sign admin cost, admin issues, and it's always in dollars.
I'm going to show you exhibit BB85A, BB72D. BB72D is Trust Bank account 107-019-30502.
Okay.
And 85, BB85A is GT Bank account. Where's the account number? 203-204-362110. Just confirm that these are your signatures as on the board resolution, making you account holder. There's another one.
Thank you. Okay, I'm looking at the board resolution right now.
Is that your signature
That is my signature, yes,
in both accounts?
in both accounts. I think it's the same. Yep, it's the same.
Mr. Drame, we are concerned that, or were you aware that the president was signatory also to some of these accounts?
No, I was not aware, because we've never received bank statements or returns coming to us from the bank showing that there's someone else other than the ones that were delegated by the board to sign.
So how were the finances of the foundation being managed?
We were managing what we were able to raise as a fundraising committee. Our function was to raise funds locally. And we raised funds locally. After the funds are together, we hand it over to the Jammeh Foundation for Peace, the operating office, the administration, and they would put it in the bank. In some cases, when we're raising funds, the bank is there to receive the funds directly, immediately, at the point of action. And so that's all we know. Once it comes to us, it goes to the bank through the CEO of the Jammeh Foundation for Peace.
You were the board members, you were the board of the Jammeh Foundation for Peace. What reports did you receive in terms of the way the finances were being managed?
Okay, did I do what before?
Yes. What reports did you
Report?
receive? Yes.
Well,
From the CEO, yes.
the CEOs occasionally do bring reports to our meetings, but Jammeh Foundation wasn't an organization that got audited exactly every year. I remember a time when we had to do one audit for 3 years because we insisted that we must have audited accounts.
Who audited the accounts?
The one I can remember is Aliou Cisse, Alisco.
Aliou?
Cisse.
Aliou Cisse of which firm?
Aliou Cisse of Alisco. He has his own company, his own finance company.
Does it still exist?
Yes. He does auditing, he keeps records of other companies. And
So did you appoint auditors regularly every year as is normal for organizations?
no, it is sometimes excuses given that there is no money to pay auditors.
There is no?
Money to pay the auditors. But then I personally would insist that we have to have audited accounts. And then I remember helping out by discussing with Aliou Cisse to bring down the charges for Jammeh Foundation to be able to pay them to do the audit.
This was for which years? You joined in 2005.
I joined in 2005, but then I don't know who was the auditor then. I was new in the organization.
Which years did you remember were audited, that Aliou Cisse audited? Which years were these?
Aliou Cisse not too long ago, maybe 6-7 years ago, around that time, that I did ask him to please go and see them and negotiate with them so that he can do the auditing, because we didn't have auditing done for 3 years at that time.
What about since you became signatory to the accounts?
Since I became
were any
signatory to
audits
the
done? Yes,
account, that was
2015.
2015.
Yes.
Nothing much happened, 2015, 2016. No, I don't think so. I don't think we had any audit done at that time.
Were you aware that Taiwan was giving the Jammeh Foundation for Peace annual grants?
I heard about the grant, but I didn't know any details about it.
These were not discussed at board meetings?
The grant, I don't remember, to my recollection, discussing the Taiwan grant. I don't remember being there when it was discussed, if indeed it was discussed.
A lot of money, I'm sure you've heard by now, that a lot of money was channeled into the Jammeh Foundation for Peace accounts at Trust Bank, both Dalasi and dollars. Of course, that was before you became signatory. Through Euro-Africa, through Taiwan. You were not signatory to the accounts, but you were a board member. Can you tell us anything about these?
No. What I knew about was limited to the functions that were taking place locally. Anything international, except for one incident where we got $75,000 US, but it was in kind, not in cash. And AfriCorps sent us books, which they claim was worth $75,000 US. And then
what sort of goods?
School books. I think we handed them over to the Department of Education or something. And the ones that were needed elsewhere up country, I'm sure must have sent them there. But they were books worth $75,000 US. And the next thing that I'm aware of is the Father Goff, who used to give $5,000 US for scholarships, for the scholarship fund. That I am aware of. Outside of those two incidences, when it comes to foreign money, I had no idea.
You said the members of the Office of the President, you had people coming from, did you say the Office of the President?
Yes, OP, yes, Office of the President. Yeah.
Who were well aware of the grants being made by Taiwan to the Jammeh Foundation for Peace annually. You're saying they never mentioned this?
Nope, they've never mentioned it to us during the meeting. It was not recorded. We were not giving any information on paper, and it wasn't talked about.
In your own, well, I suppose you are not a public servant, but what do you do apart from being a business? What businesses do you have? for the
Well,
record.
I've been involved in the insurance industry.
In the
Insurance industry,
insurance?
yes.
You serve in any boards?
I started Great Alliance Insurance Company, and then currently the major shareholder of GNIC, Gambia National Insurance Company.
So you've served on boards?
On
You
the
have
board,
served on boards?
yes, I'm a board member, yes.
Yes. And Mr. Drame, you know how these boards are supposed to operate. They're supposed to guide the policy of an organization, receive operational reports, and guide management. So you're telling us you really hardly received any reports, and you were not aware of all the bank accounts that the institution had and how they were being operated. We just need to understand what was going on.
Right.
That's very unusual, because as you know, you are supposed to receive quarterly management reports as a board. You're supposed to receive you have an annual audit and receive the audited accounts.
Yeah.
You're supposed to also approve the budget for the year.
Yeah.
So it seems incredible that so much money could have gone into Jame Foundation for Peace that board members were not aware of.
Well, yes, it is questionable, absolutely, but we were limited to what came before us.
Who limited you?
No, by implication, because if something doesn't come, then I'm limited to having any knowledge of it. But what I'm saying now is that we did have internal reports, management reports, that will tell us how much money our fundraising activities brought us and how much was deposited. But because we are not an executive participants, we were only there during board meetings, and after board meetings we have something else to do in our offices. So we would not be exposed to many things that perhaps took place in the office there. But I know that we demand for reports, for internal reports, after every function that we participated in, just like the challenge and the fundraising gala dinners. And these were the only two main areas that we collected funds from. And those funds were then handed over to the banks, who normally are present during the activity itself, during the fundraising activity itself, to collect and to count and to collect and to take it away and to bank it. Once it is banked, we just want to know, we want to get management reports occasionally so that we know what's been happening on those accounts. Certainly, money was coming in dollars, but we were not asked to deal with it. Okay. We didn't deal with the money denomination, the dollar denominations, or any other type of denomination except the dollar C denomination.
Okay. So when you joined, the vice president was chairperson, according to the documents you have submitted. Is
Yes.
that correct?
Yes.
Then you had Mrs. Susan Wafa Ogu, Mrs. Nene Magdol Gay,
Yes. Yes.
Dr. Yankuba Gassama.
Yes.
Who is Dr. Yankuba Gassama?
He was a medical doctor and one time became the Minister of Health.
Mr. Joseph Henry Juf.
Right.
Was he Attorney General at this time?
Attorney General used to come or delegate somebody to come.
Okay. Adisaj Omar Jiba.
Yes.
Who is Mr. Omar Jiba?
Who is?
Mr. Omar Jiba. Jiba.
Jiba. Omar Jiba was a young man who was still who was working at the office of the president, and later on left us to go to Taiwan for his master's degree.
All right. I'm going to give you these documents, a statement which you made attaching some documents. Just confirm that these were what you provided to the investigators. Could you give him? Prepare with Nancy there.
Yes, ma'am.
Could you collect the documents, please? What were your relationships with PEJEP?
Well, PEJEP was a separate organization that dealt with financing education for girls, and we didn't have a relationship until during the time of Dominic Jammeh. When he became CEO, we were informed that he was not only CEO of Jammeh Foundation for Peace, but was also CEO for PEJEP.
Who informed you? Who informed you? You said you were informed.
We were informed by the office, the CEO of Jammeh Foundation for Peace, that they are now under Dominic Jammeh. And so that there was an instruction that the two organizations be merged together under one CEO.
Did it continue to be merged?
It continued, but not too long after that.
Okay.
Because what happened, to my recollection, is that when they came in, whatever money we had in the Jammeh Foundation for Peace account, they used it to pay school fees. Then when Jammeh Foundation came back to be separated from them, we asked Dominic what happened to the money that was in the JFP account. He said he had used it to pay school fees. We said, why? He said at the time, he was the CEO of both organizations, so the money belonged to both organizations, and so he had used it to pay school fees. And we tried to get our money back. He told us that he had a promise that money would be remitted to his account, and then he will use that, not his account, but PEJEP's account, and that they will refund JFP from that. I am not sure whether that ever happened after that.
I have some handwriting on the two checks, one from Joseph A. Goff, that's Father Goff. You said, is that Father Goff, Joseph A. Goff?
Yes, Father Goff gave us $5,000 US dollars.
Yes, whose handwriting is on it, on the check?
The handwriting
the copy of the check.
on the check, if I may see it again, perhaps. Okay, it's the handwriting of Her Excellency the Vice President.
Okay, can you read it?
Ansumana / Suleiman. Check sent to ADI, JFP Fund. To the JFP Fundraising Committee, it's not always easy to read the Vice President's writing. So, from Father Joseph Goff to HE, the President, and HE, the First Lady, and JFP. Please acknowledge receipt and whole or half gratitude, and copy letter to HE, the First Lady. Sign, Aisa Tunjai, Chairman or Chairperson JFP, AFP board.
All right.
Wednesday, 7th, 0109.
All right, thank you. So the checks would be sent to the president every year?
Yes, yes. When we receive something like that, it will go to the president himself.
So what did JFP do with the money that they raised? What exactly did you use the money for?
Well, as I said earlier, we used the money to pay for some scholarships that were granted by the president himself. Occasionally, during public occasion, he might announce that he's paying for some people to go and study, high school, tertiary, abroad. These were not in the plan. It's just off-the-cuff offer that were made, and then we had to deal with it and make sure that the funds that we raise, some of them will go to those that the president decided to put on scholarship.
To construct? Sorry, to
put on scholarship.
Scholarship?
Yes.
So generally it was all scholarship. Was there anything else that the foundation did apart from scholarships?
Apart from scholarship, sometimes I think in the agriculture sector, by giving seeds and fertilizers and stuff like that. In the health sector, but those were limited activities, not grand activities, but limited activities. But the biggest portfolio was the scholarship, which, of course, ultimately, PAJEP was formed to take over the scholarship from us. And then, but we still maintain those that the president would have given scholarships for 2, 3, 4 years, and those haven't expired yet. We would continue as JFP to take care of those commitments that he had made.
Okay. Mr. Drame, from Euro Africa Group alone, I mean, we haven't computed the monies paid by Taiwan, at least during the period that you were a board member. Over $10 million was paid into that account. Considering what you're telling us that JFP was doing, do you have any views, knowing what you know now, even if you didn't? What was the purpose of JFP?
Well, what I know now, as you said, I'm inclined to believe that what we were doing was just fronting as the Jammeh Foundation for Peace. But perhaps the major activities were in the dollar area, which were kept away from us and kept away from our attention. So we only knew what we raised and the projects that were local projects. But then we were just fronting then the foundation. The real money deal was elsewhere, and it wasn't brought to our notice, or I never knew that kind of money came in the name of Jammeh Foundation for Peace.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, Honorable Commissioners, may I apply to have admitted Mr. Drame's statement and attached documents, including his appointment letter, signed by the former Vice President.
Witness statement of Bai Matar Drame. Witness number 239. Dated 17th September 2018. Re-appointment and service to Jame Foundation for Peace, plus related documents. Admitted marked MS 291.
Mr. Dame, just one more question. Did you have anything to do with the Jame Foundation for Peace for the President's AIDS treatment,
No, ma'am.
HIV treatment fund?
No, we had nothing to do with that. Or I had nothing to do with that.
Do you know whether the Jame Foundation for Peace had anything to do with it?
No, we never discussed it on the board level. It never came to us as an issue at all.
I have no further questions for Mr. Dram.
Thank you, ma'am.
The commissioners may have.
Thank you, Mr. Drame. You may leave.
Thank you. Thank you.
Honorable Commissioners, I call Mrs. Nancy Njai.
Yeah, let's clear Nancy. That's fine. It's only two. Then we'll be free.
Yes, this is my first time. Okay. How are you?
This is the Holy Quran. And you please hold it by your right hand.
Okay.
And repeat the oath after me. Shall we? I swear by the Almighty Allah that
I swear by the Almighty Allah that
the evidence I shall give to this commission
the evidence that I should give to this commission
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me Allah.
So help me Allah.
Yes.
What are your names, please? What are your names?
My name is Nancy Sidinjai.
You have a middle name?
Nancy Sidinjai.
Where do you live?
I live at Bijilo.
What work do you do at the moment?
I am a businesswoman and a caterer.
Were you in the public service at any time?
No, I used to be a former minister of tourism.
Sorry?
I used to be a former minister of tourism.
Okay, please sit down.
Thank you.
don't think. You said you were in the public service? Which office?
Sorry?
You said you were in the public service for a while?
I said I was a minister, former minister of tourism.
You were former minister for
Yeah,
tourism.
yeah.
During which years was this?
2008, 2010.
2000 and?
2010.
Is that the only office you've held in the public service?
Yeah. Yes, ma.
You've been summoned in connection to the Jammeh Foundation for Peace.
Yes, ma.
We understand you were CEO of the Jammeh Foundation for Peace.
Yes, ma.
During which years was this?
2010, 2014.
So this is after you,
After
what happened? You seem to have left your position as minister and became CEO. Tell us what happened.
I was sacked. I was sacked as cabinet minister.
Okay.
Then I was appointed as Jammeh Foundation CEO from 2010 2014.
Okay. So you said you were sacked in, that would be 2010.
Yes, ma.
Who appointed you?
The office of the president?
Do you have your letter of appointment?
No, I don't have it with me.
Did you keep it?
No, I left it at the office when I was terminated. I left all the documents at the office.
Where were your offices when you took over as CEO?
At Latrikula.
The same place they are in now.
Yeah, ma.
What was your responsibility as CEO?
My responsibility was to run the day-to-day office of day-to-day run of the office as CEO, to manage the staff, and to report to the board of directors at any point in time.
Well, it says it's a foundation. So what did it do? This Jammeh Foundation?
The foundation was an NGO, non-political, and it was established by the former president, who was the founder, and the former first lady was the president of the foundation.
Was the?
Former first lady, Madam Zainab Jammeh, was the president of the foundation.
President?
Former first lady.
Was the what?
The president of the foundation.
The president of the foundation?
Yeah.
Not patron, but president?
The president was the patron.
And his wife was the president?
The president, yes.
Okay. That's interesting. What role did she play?
Not much role she played. At the end of the day, whenever we have a program, she'll come and attend the program, but that was not certain for her to come at any point in time.
When you joined in, did you see the constitution of the foundation or any document which indicated that the foundation was a non-government organization?
Yeah, I found the constitution in the office, and I read the foundation. It was a non-government, non-partisan organization set up by, like I said, the president, to help the needy, to pay scholarship for students from all walks of life, and to empower women and youth empowerment.
You have made a statement. Of course, as CEO, you said you run the day-to-day affairs, but you are actually the main executive officer of the foundation.
Yes, ma.
So you are responsible for the programs as well?
Exactly.
The management of the programs? So how did you set about doing this? Tell us how you managed. Did you have any policy documents, any guidelines that were
Normally there was
prepared by the board?
Sorry, normally, whatever we do, we seek the advice of the board. We cannot do anything without the consent of the board as management. So whatever we do, we sit with the board and discuss issues that we are pertinent issues that will help us to make sure that whatever we do, we are on the right track. That is the purpose of having this board of directors.
So when you joined in 2010, who was your chairman?
Mr. Adisaj,
The chairman of the board.
yes, yes, ma'am.
And he remained the chairman throughout the period you were
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
CEO. Okay. Did you have an annual budget?
No, we don't.
You don't have a budget.
No, we don't.
Did you prepare accounts, management accounts?
Not in my presence as former CEO. No.
There were no management accounts. So where was the money coming from to finance your activities?
Normally, we have these fundraising gala dinners. We do fundraising gala dinners every 2 years. And again, we have these two challenges from Amsterdam and Antwerp challenge, who always donate to the foundation through projects. Every year, they'll come and bring vehicles, and these vehicles will auction them and plow it back to the citizens of this country.
You were receiving money from Taiwan every year.
No, no, no. I don't know, ma.
You didn't know.
We never.
You were signatory to all the accounts that I have seen.
But Taiwan?
That is the dollar seed, dollars,
No, no, no.
dollar account.
I've never signed any dollar account.
But you were signatory.
No, I'm not a signatory to any dollar account.
Well, the account opening package, according to the evidence of Trust Bank, is that they had one account opening package for all the accounts that were at Trust Bank for Jammeh Foundation for Peace. You are now saying you never dealt with a dollar account?
No, I never dealt with a dollar account. The only account we have is Dallas account. That was our operational account. We used to pay salaries to sponsor
Give me 70.
our main sponsors, especially in health and education, and women, like I said, and women empowerment. But I've never dealt with dollar account.
Mrs. Nia, I'm going to show you letters written from the dollar account, BB72F. I'm going to show you a letter dated 12 July 2010, which seemed to have been signed by yourself and Mr. Njai, and a letter dated 4th April 2011, signed by yourself and Mr. Njai. Mr. Adisaj. The first one, which is 12 July 2010, is addressed to Trust Bank, and it says transfer of funds from our U.S. account with your bank, bearing account number 10701930502, to our operations account bearing account number 11019305001. Look at these checks, and it was instructing the transfer of $5,000 in each case, but you signed, it seems, that confirm whether that is not your signature.
Yes, ma. This dollar account is Father Goff's foundation. Every year, Father Goff will give the foundation $5,000 for educational fund, to fund education.
The account number, read it out.
Account
The
number,
dollar account number, it's in the letter.
11019305001.
Can I have the document, please?
Thank you, ma.
It's 10701930502. And I'm going to show you the statement of account of the dollar account. And I would like you to look at the transactions that are highlighted also from the dollar account. Can you show her the statement of account BB72F of the dollar account mentioned in the letter you wrote, which ends in 502? I have another sticker. Okay, just hold it here. I'll just tell you what I'm drawing your attention to. This very dollar account where you signed from showed various transactions and inflows into the account. 18 January 2012, $2 million, which according to the evidence was from Taiwan. 11 January 2013, $2 million, which again according to the evidence was from Taiwan. And 6 March 2013, $1 million from Euro Africa Group. 28 March 2013, $500,000 Euro Africa Group. 8 May 2013, another $500,000, and so on. I have highlighted these transactions. Ma'am, it's the same account from which you wrote that letter. Tell us what you know about this. See, during the period when these monies were being received, you were the CEO. And by the letter that you wrote, that you, at least from the letter that you wrote, you seem to be aware of the existence of this bank account.
Yes, ma. Like I said earlier, that we've never dealt with dollar account. We don't know what was in this account until for myself, when I heard about this amount of dollar during your first days in this commission, I was amazed because we never received any statement from Trust Bank that we have a dollar account. Our only account is Dalasi account.
But as I said, I don't want to belabor the point. This letter that you wrote is actually giving instructions for money to be transferred from this dollar account to your operations account.
But like I said, normally when Father Goff sends this money to the bank, it comes as a dollar check. So this dollar check, we pay it to the operational account of the foundation. So this the amount of money you are telling me that we as Jammeh Foundation signed these documents and withdrawals, we've never dealt with dollar account. This is the only dollar account that we deal with during my tenure in office, and it was just these two transactions.
If I understand what you're saying, because the dollar account numbers are the same, but you are saying that the only money you are aware of that went into this account is the Father Goff dollars.
That is true, ma.
That's a different thing from saying you are not aware of the existence of a dollar account. No. But nevertheless, can you collect the document? You're saying Trust Bank never sent you statements from the dollar account?
No. I think this dollar account was managed by the Office of the President, not us, as management of Jammeh Foundation, because the management of Jammeh Foundation, we are used to have a Dalasi account. It's different from this account.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, the evidence is that you are signatory to this account, and that's how you were able to move funds from it to the operations account. Nevertheless, Mr. Chairman, I have a statement from Mrs. Nancy Sidinjai. The statement seems to have been numbered wrongly. Could you confirm and number it, correct the numbering, please? Can you show her the statement? You don't have any documents at all on the
No,
Janneh
I don't have any
Foundation for
document
Peace?
with me.
So, as far as you are concerned, what were you financing? You said students, needy, when you said
Students.
needy people, what needy people?
You know, the Janneh Foundation was like a market. People will come to the foundation every day to seek for support in all areas, especially in health, education, women empowerment. The needy, people like from different walks of life will come to
Now
the
give us
foundation.
an example.
Example,
You-
especially you have these blind people.
You are
I-
paying for blind people.
No, they'll come for assistance.
Yes, what did you do for them?
We give them assistance.
Like what?
We give them money. Sometimes we buy gifts for them.
You?
We give them money. Sometimes we buy food for them and give it to them. But the main sponsorship of Janneh Foundation was education, which was paramount. Education, which was paramount. Over the years, Janneh Foundation paid a lot of school fees for students from secondary, tertiary to university level. We've paid a lot of school fees for them. And youth empowerment was also part of the agenda of Janneh Foundation.
So where was the money coming from?
From fundraising, like I said, I just mentioned about these challenges, Antwerp Banjul Challenge, the Amsterdam Banjul Challenge.
That's all?
No, we raise funds, we make gala dinners and raise funds. And we have goodwill people who always knock at our door. We knock at their door so that they can help us to facilitate certain things that the foundation cannot do.
So you are saying that you are not aware that, let me rephrase. Were you aware that the ex-president Jammeh was signatory to your foundation accounts?
Not to my knowledge. Like I said, the only account I know of is our operational account that we sign and pay salaries and so forth. Other than that, I didn't know about that account amount.
Mrs. Yaya, apart from the money that went into your account, a lot of it was withdrawn in cash on the instructions of the ex-president. He signed all the instructions. This very account, 502.
But like I said, I think I've already explained myself concerning this dollar account. That this dollar account, it is news to us. The amount of money that is put in this dollar account, we've never heard of it since we were at the Janneh Foundation.
So the Taiwan embassy never came to the foundation to find out?
No, not to my knowledge,
They never attended any of your events?
No,
Did you deal with the protocol officers of the Office of the President?
No,
Who were you dealing with at the Office of the President?
No, like I said, we as Janneh Foundation, with its own management, we don't deal with the Office of the President. We don't deal with the Office of the
So how
President.
did you get instructions from the President?
What kind of instruction,
Okay, how did you determine who to sponsor?
No, it was at the level of the management and the board. This is the way we operate,
Sorry, you determine who to sponsor?
together with the board of directors and the chairman of the fundraising committee. We sit as a committee, as a management, and discuss, because if you have good grades, we'll sponsor you. If you don't have good grades, we'll never sponsor you. So this is the way we operate. We sit as a board and choose the best students we can pay for school fees.
We've heard otherwise in this commission that, in fact, you sponsored, the persons you sponsored were determined by the ex-president. You're saying that is
No,
not true?
I think that is the international students. We don't deal with international students. We deal with local students in this country.
Who deals with international students?
I think it was the Office of the President, not Jamia Foundation Management and its boards of director.
We have evidence from Mr. Dominic Jame, and he has submitted international students that we are list of international students that we are sponsored by the Jame Foundation for Peace.
Maybe that is after I left Jamia Foundation, but during my tenure in office, we've never sponsored any international student. Ma.
Mr. Baimata Drame was a director whilst you were CEO, a director from 2005 until until recently, I suppose, 2017. This spanned the period when you were CEO. And he said you sponsored international students determined by the Office of the President. Are you saying that was not during your period?
No, it was not during my tenure in office.
Well, the records will speak for themselves. Can I have the document back? May I apply to have admitted a statement made by this witness? Mrs. Njai, you haven't corrected the paging. I think page 2 should be page 1. Can you give it back to
Sorry,
her?
ma. Let me correct it.
Can you look at it? I think page 2 should be page 1. Just confirm that I'm correct and rectify the numbering.
Yes, ma.
Okay. Interesting.
What it is? Thank you.
Just for the record, you are signatories to the Sky Bank account,
Yes,
the Zenith Bank account.
Zenith Bank here.
Where is it? Zenith Bank. You are signatory to the Zenith Bank account. Can you give her this, please, so she can confirm? Kindly confirm that you are the Nancy Sidinjai in the account opening information. GT Bank.
We opened this account at the Zenith Bank, if I may recall.
Sorry?
We opened this account at the Zenith Bank, if I may recall, but I don't think there was any transaction made by Jamia Foundation during
My
my
question
tenure.
was whether you were signatory. And
Yes,
you didn't seem to
yes,
recollect.
definitely. It was opened
Yes.
by Jamia Foundation.
Okay. Can I have it back? And you are signatory to the GT Bank account?
GTB account, yes, ma.
Mr. Chairman, may I apply to have admitted a statement made by this witness? Could you staple it together, please? Could she strike out the previous numbering so that it's not confusing? Can you give it to her to strike out? Don't give it to her to do it herself. To strike out the previous numbering, please, because now we have two numbers.
Okay.
Witness statement of Nancy Njai, witness number 240, dated 9th November 2017, appointment and service to Jammeh Foundation for Peace. Admitted Mag MS 292.
Mrs. Jai, what is the Al-Weed Foundation?
Al-Walid Foundation is Princess Al-Walid Foundation.
The?
Princess Al-Walid Foundation. He came to the Gambia on a surprise visit.
Who came to the Gambia?
The princess.
From where?
I think he was touring in West Africa. He was touring in West Africa on a tour.
She's princess of which country? In which
Saudi
country?
Arabia.
Saudi Arabia, okay.
So when he came, we took her to the hospital on a conducted tour.
Which hospital?
Jammeh Foundation Hospital.
In...
I can't remember, maybe it was in 2011 or 2012.
Sorry, in where? Where is this hospital?
Jammeh Foundation Hospital at Bundung.
Bundung.
Former Jammeh Foundation Hospital at Bundung. And we took her on a conducted tour. He wanted to sponsor some wards at the hospital. And he pledged that she'll give us $100,000 to refurbish the hospital by building structures and so many things. And the amount was sent to our account, the operational account in Dalasi. It was converted in Dalasi through Trust Bank account. And we used the money to build the structures of the former Jammeh Foundation Hospital. And
what did you build there?
We extend the hospital. We extended the hospital.
How did you extend it?
I think the CEO of the Jammeh Foundation Hospital by then would be in a better position to answer the questions. We were just managing the funds.
You were not CEO by then?
I was the CEO, but I left before the supervision of the hospital. By then, I was terminated as the former CEO of Jammeh Foundation.
Are you sure anything was built?
Yes, it was built and it was inaugurated.
Okay. So what was the extension?
The extension was the maternity and the children's ward, and the furniture we bought for the hospital.
When was it inaugurated? Before you left?
No. After I left, it was inaugurated.
Okay. Because what we have from the Sky Bank account is there is certainly correspondence, but a fixed deposit account was opened. What month did you leave in 2014?
October.
When October 20?
No, I think it was.
Which year did you leave?
Sorry? October 2014.
That's when you left.
That's when I left the foundation.
We have a letter from you on the 20th October 2014 to branch manager Sky Bank. You are still there. So when did you leave? In end of October? What date?
Around
in
the
October?
20th of October, if I may recall, ma.
Can you show her, please? You were opening a fixed deposit account of $2 million. And it seems to be connected to the Alweed Foundation.
That was the first payment we made through the CEO of the hospital to start the project.
No, I said you were opening a fixed deposit account. Show her. So you were still there on the 20th?
Yeah, if I may recall, ma. Can you explain that transaction? Like I said, the 2 million fixed deposit we deposited from the Sky Bank account was meant for the completion of the Jammeh Foundation Hospital.
So you are saying it was from the money donated?
It's from the money donated from the Al Walid Foundation.
So you put it first in fixed deposit, then you used it. But when did you leave? Because you were opening this fixed deposit account on the 20th October, so we have to get the record straight. So when did you actually leave the foundation?
Maybe I'll find out, but exactly the time I left was sometime in October. I don't know the exact date, but it was after this transaction. It was after this transaction that I left.
Have the documents now. You saw something? She didn't sign. Did you have the foundation during the period you were CEO, did it have anything to do with the Yaya Jammeh's HIV treatment program?
No, ma.
Did you have anything to do with PEJEP at the time?
No.
From whom did you take instructions for your day-to-day activities?
From the board of directors, especially the finance chairperson of the finance committee.
The chairperson of the finance committee. Who was the chairperson during the period that you served as CEO?
Sorry, the chairman, Adisaj was the chairman,
Who?
sorry, Adisaj.
During the entire period you were CEO?
Sorry, ma.
During the entire period you were CEO?
Yeah. the entire time.
Did you deal with the vice president, ex-vice president?
No, we only, whenever we have board meeting, we go to the vice president. Whenever we have issues that we cannot solve, we go to the vice president. But
Where did you hold board meetings?
At the office of the vice president.
I have no further question for Mrs. Nyai.
Thank you very much. You may go. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
I don't have any further witnesses for today, Mr. Chairman.
No other. And it's time for us to. That means until very well, we'll rise. We'll be back on Monday, the 24th of September at 10 o'clock.
Chromium Extra Bonanza.
Extra Bonanza.
20 major winners every 20th from February to July.
Chromium 2020. Recharge $100 credit or more to be one of the 20 lucky winners. Every month, 20 winners.
15 winners will get rice, sugar, and cooking oil. There will also be a winner for a refrigerator, win flat screen TV, win a generator, win a motorbike, or an iPhone 6.
Chromium Extra Bonanza. Draw starts 20th of every month. Live on GRTS and Paradise FM. Chromium 2020.
Terms and conditions apply.
Chromium. We are better together.
Moro
Ibanya
mbijan do bakandro
ko ngalla janna kibaro moy kalka sola bagaso wafu
e ka fontelle ko sola enterprise fo fendi nabe dandi